Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Dorgun 111, and welcome back to Void Stranger. Since the prior episode, I've rewatched the previous two, and there are a few noteworthy things from a couple episodes ago that I want to call out. One was that when we saw the scene with Lily on the balcony and she looked like she might gonna be jump off or whatever, and Gray grabbed her. After that, two things. One is, as Gray is bringing her back inside, we see a shadow start to creep over the sun as though there's about to be an eclipse just as Johann is arriving. And two is Lily was not wearing the pendant in that scene, and so the pendant had already gone missing. So that's a noteworthy thing. The hungry guys, it just occurred to me that maybe they don't give you any hints, but they're just there to manage the number of lotus idols that you were holding. So if you have too many, you can kind of like whittle them down by feeding those guys one at a time, maybe. And finally, looking back at footage, my goal for today is to get to... I eventually want to try to inscribe this on Basement 23 in a future run of this game, whatever you want to call them, cycle. But that's something to do much later. For today... I need to skip past Basement 143, and there is a usable smirking statue, I believe, on Basement 139. So if I had 5 Locust Idols on 139, I should be able to skip to 144, and we could start seeing things we have not seen before. And I have 5 Locust Idols right now. And so maybe I'll just try not to get any more. And just get to Basement 139. So if that is my goal... then, yeah, things should be straightforward. So, yeah, once again, I'm not sure that a lot of this will be interesting to watch, because it's just going to be taking easy solutions that retread ground that we have already seen. I remember this one giving me a lot of struggles. And it already has again. Yeah, but I'm just going to try to meet you over there, because I think that'll be the most interesting thing to do. Alright, it took me another 20 minutes, but I have reached Basement 139, so this is where the magic happens. I have 5 Lotus Idols still, I haven't picked up any more. If I kill this guy, push this statue out of the way, open up a hole, and then dive in front of the smirking statue, I believe this will bring me to Basement 144. And we'll get to see all new stuff. Basement 144, and here's a new monster. Okay. What does the Berserk Abominable Snowman or whatever do? He is mirroring my inputs, it feels like. Yeah, I guess I do want some Locust Idols again. Okay, so we got a new monster. He behaves like this. I got the basic idea here to start. If I want to somehow switch places with him, there are probably a variety of ways I could do so. Which of those ways seems plausible right now? I'm not sure. Let's do this. Let's move... the stairs up here. I'm aware of the fact that it's in front of the smirking statue. I don't think stairs in front of the smirking statue matter, but I should keep in mind that maybe there's mechanics I don't know about. Then I need to do something to get him on a different track than I am on. And so, for example... how would I do that? Like, we're just gonna be mirrors of each other. What happens if I go right? Okay, he does kill me. So I can't walk through him. It's not like he tries to walk through me at the same time. So... does he take the same tempo as I do? Oh, he punches the wall. Look at that. Neat. And so I punch it first, and then he punches it second. Alright. So if I want the contents of that chest... how would I do that? I need to swap place with him. He's a mirror image. I have the power to do this. He does not. How can I use this power to accomplish my many goals? I can go right, and he falls in a hole. There we go. Alright. That's good enough for me for now. There is another locus idol. And I guess I'll try to get as many as I can to experiment, because if we manage to get anything past... Actually, basement 223. We went from basement 222, and it skipped me to basement 224. And then we got to the bad ending. So getting to basement 223 might also be key, so let's just kind of keep that in mind. But for now, I'm going to try to collect most of the locus idols I encounter. Okay, this guy is like a black version of the white guy. And I need to kill all the bad guys in the room. He also seems to mirror image me. He also punches the walls like he did. We started in not the same spot. Oh! When I go down, he goes up. The other guy, when I went down, he went down. So... this guy is swapped in both directions. White guy was swapped only in left-right directions. Okay. Then I think I know how to kill him. Which is, I just need to pick up some... whatever, so that I can do that. And then can I still get to wherever I'm going at the end of the game? Right now I can't tell. So let's borrow some blocks and see if this is going to be possible. Is it possible? I might have already destroyed too many blocks, because I don't see a path to get anything horizontally in the top row just below the stairs. So I'm gonna fall in a hole and try this again now that I know exactly what I'm doing. So, without breaking any other blocks... Well, let's only break... Well, I have to get him to walk across them. I need to preserve the top block so that I can walk there in the end. In order to do that... I think I've got it. If I take this, create a spot for me to walk on here, but he doesn't have a spot for him to walk on there, he falls in, the statues die, and I get to move on to basement 147. Woohoo! Okay, you go the same way up down as me and just mirror me left right, and I need you to stand on the thingy. This seems straightforward. Oh, I need you to get stuck down there. So I can borrow this. And then I could place it here. Get you to stand here and punch the wall or something. But once I go upward, you're just going to come upward again, and so that doesn't help. So what else can I do? I can do the more obvious thing, which is I can go, well... and then pick this up. Here we go. Okay, and put it down here so that I made the geometry symmetrical, so that when you stand there, I stand there. Okay, great. 5 by 6 doesn't seem interesting. I found the interesting bit. So I need to take tempos by pushing my rock around somehow. I can't rearrange the geometry because wherever I pick up a square, I'm going to have to put it back down in the exact same spot. So basically, I need you standing here where I am standing, while I am over here. So I need to get somehow offset 2 to the left of you. And so... I imagine if I do this, I would get 1 offset left of you. And that's probably good enough because I move first. Yes. Great. Understood. Now I can actually rearrange the geometry. It looks like I could just have him push the rock onto the pressure plate. However, I have to make sure he doesn't fall into a hole and that I don't fall into a hole whilst we are doing all of that. Can I plug up the holes on my end? It doesn't look like I can. Which means, if that's true... No, I can. Alright. But I can't plug up the holes on his end. Okay. So, the only way I could plug up the hole... Let's just let him fall and just demonstrate. Alright, so he's gone, so I won't be able to solve this, but that lets me plug up a hole, and then I could easily plug up the other holes. Without being able to plug up the holes, it feels like I would have to stand here to get him north of the rock. Maybe I could have him push the rock to the side. That's probably the key move. So... suppose I did this. He pushes the rock, and also the two of us are now offset. Now I would like to get him north of the rock, and I can re-get us set. He'll punch the wall while I actually move. Then he can go and push the rock southward, but now we have changed our offsets quite a bit. Is this good for me or bad for me? I'm not sure. Might be bad for me. Feels like that's bad for me. Oh, right, we go in opposite directions. Left, right. Can I get him to push the rock all the way to the south? Only if I could also step to the south, which I can do, probably. Because I could just, like, pick up something I don't need. I can go south here, that'll push it to the south. And then if I need to go south more, I could put down another block if I needed it. So what's the next thing I need him to do? I need to get in the bottom row, which I can totally do if I am careful. Do I want us to be at the same height? It kind of doesn't matter because things are kind of bad right now. Let's just make sure he doesn't die while I try to do things and stuff. I want to get my bottom row as filled in as I can. But I can't go another one to the left. And if I go down, then we get offset thusly. And I can't offset it anymore. And if I go left, he'll go right, and then he'll die. And that's not what I want. Can I get him... Okay, here's something interesting. If I go down, I can go down again. I'll punch the wall, but he'll move. And then I can have him push this onto here, and now everything is fine. So, Crazy Monster, you've done your duty. Thanks. Don't need you anymore. And we're on to basement 150. Okay. Cool puzzles. I like that this game is just kind of... It's mostly the picking up and putting down the floor that's kind of like the new gimmick. But I feel like most of these other mechanics I've seen in other puzzle games, and so it's just blending them well, just in the context of this weird, strange game, feels like. Okay, first thing I want to know, do monster mouths chase after that guy? No. So the monster mouths are basically just obstacles. If I go down, that will just offset the two of us. Okay, so my goal here... I think is to get him standing on the pressure plate. Which is perhaps doable because I can have him continually move downward from where I am by me doing clever things. As seen in Figure 1. So I'm staying near the top and he's moving downward. Great. He's actually standing on the pressure plate, which is nice, and now I can move upward, and he's still standing on the pressure plate, and since I move first, we have reached basement 151. Okay, great. I have the opportunity to obtain another locust idol here. I presume if he moves into the space at the same time as the snake, both of them will be annihilated. Let's find out. Yes. Alright, so I did not want to do that, but I had to get the information. If I want to obtain the Lotus Idol, it seems pretty straightforward. Assuming that he doesn't die along the way. I think the snake will just bounce off of him, yeah. Okay, so I obtained my Lotus Idol. He is currently not in a state of worry. And now, ideally... yeah, we have to get offsets. Which I can do by punching this wall, I think. And now we're both in the correct column. And now if I just tempo things so that he won't encounter any snakes on the way back, which I think I can do one move later than now. If I go down 2, he'll be ahead of that snake, ahead of that snake. I think this will work. There's a snake in his way, but that's actually okay, because he'll try to move into the square, won't be able to, he'll just stop. Meanwhile, I'll be moving down, and then on the next move, he can start catching up, and then I can tempo against the wall, and he'll press the pressure plate. Alright, and I like to try to call those things out rather than just executing them, so that you can see what's happening on the screen, in case you weren't following along carefully. Basement 152. So this is the guy who, when I go up, he goes down, and when I go left, he goes right. How is this going to work? Is a question you might ask. I have an idea. Let me just try my idea without thinking too hard about it. Which is basically, I have provided him a path, so now let's just walk safely along this path, except for part of his path involves me falling in a hole. I can't take another step to the left here, but if I could, the rest of it would have played out fine. And that was the one that I picked up, perhaps? Yes, that was the block I picked up, so I need to pick up a different block. And I think I found a different block I can pick up. And do I need that block? I do. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. So I want to go this way, sure. Place that block there for him. Oh no, we have a different set of glass than each other. I understand now. So the piece of glass that was in front of me was actually important. So I needed to have picked up a different piece of glass, which I think I can do now. Let's not bother. Imagine that I just placed a place for him to step in a moment. What's the path I need to take? The path I need to take goes like this. Here's one piece of glass that I didn't use. He's gonna fall in the hole now, but if he hadn't fallen in the hole, then we would get there. So how can I pick up that piece of glass? The problem is I need to re-walk some of that. Suppose I go this way first. If I could have picked something up here, that would have been great. But if I had gone this way and placed something here, then I could just go back this way. Yeah, and then almost solve it. So what do I need to do? I need to get my hands on some glass at a time that it's also safe for him. Or I'm saying on some glass. Any type of floor will do. I don't feel like offsetting one another. Oh! What if I pick up this piece of glass, and maybe I can arrange to get it back later? Can I arrange to get it back later? Yes, because I can pick up this one. There we go. Okay, so it's just kind of an ordering issue, but there we go. I've made it to basement 153. 153, by the way, is the sum of the cubes of its digits. There's a fun fact. If I kill all the monsters, then everything will be fine. So the question is, how do I kill the monster? And the answer probably involves pick up some glass that'll cause him to fall in a hole. For example, here. Ta-da! I did it. Basement 154. Oh my goodness, now there are 3 colors of them. If I move left, I know what black guy and white guy are gonna do. Gray guy... I see. So, white is a left-right mirror. Black is a left-right and up-down mirror. Gray is only an up-down mirror. So there are 3 colors of guys, and they are 3 types of mirroring. I understand. Alright. When in doubt, the solution to the puzzle always involves pressing the button. So let's start pressing buttons, and eventually problems will solve themselves because I'm starting to get offset. I managed to kill 1 dude. If I push against the wall again, then simply walking over here will kill another dude. And with 2 dudes out of the way and this dude offset, well, he's out of the way now too. In any case, this was a nice little tutorial puzzle to explain to me the behavior of the dudes. I just need to get there, but that probably will involve killing most of my mini adversaries. Are they adversaries? I don't know that that's the right word for them. So I need to pick up a piece of glass, and then put down a piece of glass where only I can walk on it, and the others all fall into holes. That was pretty easy to reason about. Basement 156. We have many of these rocks. In the ending sequence that I saw in a prior video, there was a screen with rocks, and then a screen with 1 rock, and then in the next screen it turned into a hand, and on the next screen it turned into one of the Frankenstein guys who walked straight towards you. And there was talk of the Lamia saying that these rocks were eggs that could hatch, and so I wonder if it could actually hatch into a hand, or if that's just the game playing funny with me. Okay, so it looks like if I can just go down, 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 he will push that onto the pressure plate, which is where I needed to be. Hooray! And then I just need to get to the goal. Hooray! Seems straightforward. Basement 157. How are you doing today? What is he standing on? Just some glass. What is the issue? Why can I not just walk to the exit? Certainly looks like I can. I can. That was a 6x6, wasn't it? Okay. Video editing Brian. Go back and look at that and see if it was one of the brands that we've seen before, or if there's something going on like that. This now reminds me of, it's not quite, but like a level 9 Quest 1 map in The Legend of Zelda. Because it's kind of a skull shape or whatever, and the exit and one of the rocks are like the 2 eyes in the skull. Alright, it looks like... oh... It looks like I don't know what the strategy is on this one. I kind of want to keep him alive and get myself to the exit and then somehow get him to the exit, which I think I can do. Well, I'll get him to the exit, but I need to be, Oh no, and now he can't get to the exit? Now he's gonna... And now I'm 2 squares higher than him, and I wanted to be 2 squares lower than him, so I should have been punching some rock 2 squares to the north to get him higher than I am. So I want to punch rocks 2 squares to the north. I see just the rock to do so. However, he also punched something to the north, but I can punch it 3 to the north, I think. So there's 1. But he needs to be over here somehow. How do I get us offset? Oh no, he's stepping on glass. Don't do that, guy. It's very scary. I don't know what I'm doing. Actually, this could be... No, that's not good. I'm pretty sure the puzzle's unsolvable now. Just in case I'm wrong. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna do some crazy stuff and hope it all works out somehow, because I really don't know what I'm doing. If I go left, he goes right. If I go up, we'll both push things upward, but he will lose the ability to traverse that square, and there's no way for him to not lose the ability to traverse that square, so I've already lost. So, let's not do that. I need him to have a clear path to push something to the north, while I am banging my head against other things. And the problem with me banging my head against other things is all the stuff that's like in the way. What about this? This actually looks interesting. Now he can go up. Oh, he can't go up again though. Darn it. And that statue also dies after he's the only quote-unquote enemy who's left on the screen. Okay, this one is doing me a little dirty. I liked a lot of that. Okay, new idea. What if we get rid of that? That's not where I wanted to push that. Gosh darn it. It's really hard to keep left-right symmetry in your head sometimes. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so now what if he comes down here, pushes that way, then pushes this rock up, continues up. Don't go that way, you dummy! Left-right symmetry. Gosh darn it. I wanted him to go left, so I should have pressed right. Okay. But I think that was looking like it was going to work. The thing that was in my head that maybe you were able to visualize based on the moves that I'd made thus far. So I wanted him to push this off. Then I want him to go left, so I'm going to go this way. I want him to push this out of the way. I want him to push this up. I want him to go left, so I'm going to press right. Oh, but now I have to press up. And up is doing bad things for me. Can I possibly make up do less bad things for me? Possibly. Let's see if such things are possible. And actually, this is a good move. Up, however, I cannot make right now. I could do it down first, and then do an up. Actually, I could do it down, and then a left, and a left, and an up, and I believe I win, because both of us will push rocks to the north. The rock will be on the pressure plate. I am standing on the exit, which will open up because there's a rock on the pressure plate. Bazinga. Neat. Okay. Oh, neat, he pushed the rock. Of course he did. Does that mean I move first, so he'll push the rock onto me and kill me, right? No, I'm an obstacle for the rock, so I moved first. So what happens if I push the rock on him? I see. So I am a backstop for pushables. Monsters are not a backstop for pushables. Pushables are a backstop for other pushables. I believe is what I've learned. Okay. I feel like we have made good progress in this episode. We are not yet coming up near basement 223, which is like my key destination. And in another 30 levels or so, we'll catch back up to where we have seen before and try to find somewhere to perhaps skip ahead. But I currently only have 4 locust titles. That's going to be tough. In any case, I think this is a good place to call it. So I'm going to say, I hope as always that you all are having a great day. And I will see you again soon for more Void Stranger. For now, bye-bye.